Good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel for those who are new. My name is Maurice Jr. Here on this channel, we help people stay connected to their dreams and goals by building their motivation and their confidence. And I'm 120% sure that the guest that we have today, T-Chat, is definitely going to bring that value that you guys are looking for. Um, one of my high school buddies, even though he was from South Side, different things of that nature. We went to a north side school, so I don't even know how that even happened. But he just was always cool, man. Very calm, cool, calm, collected, very laid back. Always willing to help people, had a big
Y'all,
heart.
y'all Northside cats was bullies in high school.
Yeah, they was.
Y'all
Nah,
made it hard for us.
I wasn't from the north side though. I was from the east side. We just went to school. Remember when he had what
Yeah,
two
yeah,
two high schools for a long time, man? People don't understand that about
right.
Youngstown, man. We didn't have a lot of money, and then the money that was divvied out, we had some pretty solid teachers. I ran different things of that nature, but we digress. But the point is, my guy, Terrance Chatman, call him T-Chat. With that being said, T-Chat, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you got going on right now. Then we'll just dive into what your definition of success is, and then we'll kind of taper off into your top 10 rules from there.
Okay. Um, Terrance Chatman, 37. I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. I went, I went there. I started off at Akron U, but I ended up going to YSU, finishing up there.
Really?
And hmm so and I'm an owner of a moving company currently, Moving on Faith Moving Company. We should be having a clothing line coming up soon, faith based, and
Dope.
just we have a couple other things that we have in the works.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know you got several endeavors that's in the works there. So looking forward to that. That launch there in 2021. Overall,
Right.
how has the pandemic impacted your moving company so far? If any, did it have any impact?
Yes, yes. From March to May, it was like it wasn't no business. March before the shutdown came into play,
Yeah.
we we had a pretty decent month. April,
Hmm.
none at all, and then May it started to pick up come Labor Day.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
not Labor Day, Memorial Day.
Memorial. I know. I got what you said. I definitely got what you said. The reason why I asked is because I know a lot of small businesses wasn't able to pivot, and I don't know the numbers offhand, but I know a lot of small businesses kind of died out for whatever industry that they were in. With that being said, quick definition of success. Where you at in life right now? Um, what is your definition of success as you matriculate through life right now?
Everybody have their own definition of success. Mine's is just doing something you love and you know being your own boss. Not saying that you got to have your
Yeah.
own business to be your own boss, but I
Hmm.
would definitely say make sure we learn financial literacy.
Great
Like
call
I
out.
think I think that's something that I'm learning, like financial literacy, learning about credit, like just learning this game that they've been new. Like this should actually be something we should learn in high school,
Oh yeah.
but they don't teach us this for whatever reason. But just you know, success is also once I get to another level, I'm helping the next person up. It don't have to be, a black person per se, because a white guy helped me with
Mm-hmm.
this business, and shout out to him. He gave me all the game, and he still helped me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great call out. Staying connected to individuals that's willing to assist you. And it sounds like you really have to just be passionate about the work that you're doing, because you're not passionate. It's like it's not going to be any purpose to you, and you're just kind of just going to be floating through life there. So I definitely understood that.
Right.
During your introduction, you said, "Hey, Maurice, I went to Akron University there for a hot second." How was the culture there in Akron versus Youngstown, and what made you come back to Youngstown and say, you know what, my work's not done here, or I want to go school here?
Um, Akron, it was great. I probably did more partying than
Hmm.
school, so that probably contributed to that. And I end up having two young daughters, so I end up coming back here
Hmm. Oh,
because
okay.
yeah, the cost of living here is just
Yeah,
probably one of the best in the nation.
absolutely.
Like
Absolutely. Great call out. Great call out. So going back to Youngstown and taking care of that responsibility when it comes to being a father, most importantly, and then second, being able to go to school in between balance in life. How was you able to keep level headed and really understand, okay, now I need to do XYZ in order to be successful? How was you able to keep your sanity, man? Because a lot of people, they lose it when they get those kind of responsibilities.
that yes, some people lose it, but for me, it was my motivation. Like it made me grind harder because you got people depending on you. You got people depending on you. You can't be out here BSing around in life. Like you got to help them because if you could give them a better jump, both of my parents was on drugs growing up. So if I could give, my kids a better lift than what I had,
Hmm.
you they can start off better in life, have a head start.
Great call out. Great call out. And that's something that when we do our financial literacy piece, I definitely want to make sure that we bring you in to discuss one, starting a business, two, being able to scale it, brand it, and market it and different things of that nature, especially in the city in Youngstown where the odds are pretty much against us. And that's why we're having this series
Right.
of what success is for different individuals. And I wanted to start with the hometown. Before you dive into your first rule there, um, at YSU, I know you said, Maurice, I belong to a fraternity. How were you able to say, you know what, this fraternity may be a good fit for me? Was it those guys? Were they very involved in the community? What gravitated you, towards your frat in that decision?
Well, I think it all started at Akron, but
Uh-huh.
well, probably before Akron. My track coach, he was a member, and that put the bug in my ear. So when I went to Akron, I used to check for him, and then you know my friends they joined another fraternity, and I started to do my research. And
Hmm.
then once I did my research, I'm like, yeah, I want to do this. But I ended up coming back to Youngstown State, and when I came back to Youngstown State, a lot of them, like two of them, was my guys that I
Hmm.
knew. So I definitely felt like at home, and I
Felt at
felt
home.
like yeah, it assisted me with that decision.
Absolutely, absolutely. Great call out. And it sounds like while you were matriculating through high school there, that exposure, and I hate the name drop. Was you mentioning Jenkins there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Coach Jinx. Yeah,
yeah.
my guy.
Yeah, man. My uncle Jinx, man, that guy was really serious about, being in that fraternity there. So great call out, man. Great call out. I love how you
Yeah,
making the connection and
yeah.
how it kind of, that first exposure really had you thinking even when you went to college. So you knew what you were looking for, different things of that nature, and you did the research there. Success. Rule number one, your first rule.
First rule is you always want to treat your employees great, because if you treat your employees great, they're going to treat the customer great. And we all know in the retail or any type of customer service, the customer is always right. So if you take care of your guys, they're going to take care of the customer, because I can't be on every job. So I know if I take care of them, try to, you know, tell them how I would do things on the job, and try to lead as an example. Because I say it all the time. I'm not the boss.
Hmm.
Like we're just a team. We're
Yeah.
we're a team, and no guy is bigger than the team. I might be the go-to guy, but no guy is bigger than the team. I could have never done this without the strong team that I have.
Absolutely. Great call out. You treat the employees great. Make them part of the decision making as well. It sounds like, but you are the one at the
Right.
end. If it's like if it's two-way tie or something of that nature, you make the final decision. So I love that. I love that. One thing that came to
Right.
mind was how do you get them to buy in to your dream and actually still you still continue to motivate and cultivate them to pursue their dreams while they helping you build yours?
That's great. That's one of my slogans. That used to be on my resume
Hmm.
as my objective, like to help the company obtain their goals as I obtain mine. Um, I pay them a good rate, a good
Ah,
wage. Right now we don't have health benefits, but once they come, I'm getting them the best package I can,
absolutely,
and just try to teach these guys like ownership. Yeah,
absolutely.
you work with me, but you could get your own.
Yeah.
I hopefully they will take things that they like that I do
Hmm.
and take it moving forward in their businesses or their endeavors, and the things that they don't like, you can improve on that. Like
Absolutely.
it might be some things that they don't like that I do,
Yeah.
and they can improve on that.
But they still what I think the key takeaway is they still see you moving in a fashion or a light that's who
Yes,
you are. You know, it's pretty much who you are when you said early on being doing something that you're actually passionate about and that you love. So as they
right,
continue to grab those different norms and build their values and their dreams off what you actually doing, it gives them some, at least to me, and I feel the same way. So right now, let's just say I work for a university, and the reason why I work for the university is because I like computer science. That's what I like to do. So that
right,
ties back into what I'm actually doing. But overall, I always sit back and say, you know what, I'm building somebody else's dream. I don't foresee
right,
myself wanting to be a manager, different things of that nature, and matriculate up, ascend up through management. But at the same time, how can I take this and use my 9 to 5 to make sure that I'm staying connected to my dreams and goals, which gives me purpose in life? So I definitely understand. Treat your employees the way you want to be treated, which is I'm pretty sure you treat them great. I love that example there. Love that example. T-Chat number two.
uh number two, um the customer. Like we could go on here time and time again. Like sometimes the customer might, you might have a disagreement, but you have to sit there and be, even if you disagree with them,
Yeah.
be humble and talk to them respectable. And we had a job where a guy, he was talking to me real nasty, and I'm still yes sir, no sir. So it's the key, the level of respect all the
Absolutely.
way across the board. Like at all times, keep a level head, and you don't want to be perceived as, I'm gonna put this out there. You don't want to be perceived as the angry black man.
Ah,
Like you
yeah.
want to be able to keep a level head at all times. So
Yeah.
for that's a rule for success for black men and black women.
Absolutely. Great call out. And the fact that you were able to, I don't want to use the word character, the fact that you knew yourself in that situation, you didn't step out of who you are based on how someone was treating you. Um, Let me ask you this. How do you continue to create value for your customers? So for example, when you guys do a great job, I'm pretty sure they give you testimonies. But how do you actually use that testimony, or how do you use that word of mouth to actually keep scaling your business, if that makes sense?
Um, like two of our biggest uh, guys that we moved
Hmm.
were Terry Rozier. He was the first one. Terry Rozier is from the Youngstown area, and then he ended up moving to Cleveland. But he ended up having me moving to Charlotte, and just things like that. I do a move like that, and then I promote it on Facebook, Google, Yelp,
Ah,
things of that nature. The second biggest one was Joe Hayden. We moved
really?
Joe Hayden of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like we did 4 different moves for him, and just promoting that. Like he
Yeah,
gave us the one time he took pictures with us. Another time he left Steelers and Browns football cards autographed for us. So
nice.
just promoting those type of things,
Absolutely,
and
absolutely. No, I love that example. I love that example. You know, it goes back to like you said, when a guy was being nasty and ignorant to you, you didn't break your character, and you wanted to make sure you still
Right.
have that value and present that value to them. And not only that, the type of work that you're doing and the quality of your character, it actually holds weight. It's like seeing someone ask you something in your network, like, hey, do you know someone that had a moving company? Of course your name gonna come to mind. You know what I'm saying? So that
Right.
I could definitely understand how you will continue to bring value there. Great example. Great example. Number three.
The next one would definitely be oh, I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, I had it. Number three would definitely be
Take your time, brother.
I had it. I forgot.
Well, while you thinking of it, let me ask you this.
Okay.
When you do your moves and different things of that nature, when it comes to your team, um, how do you do your hiring when it comes to your like picking your team? Like, is it very much what you said? Is a relationship because you know that person is going to uphold your brand, your name, different things of that nature, or if it's one of those things where you know this person need an opportunity, you know what? Let me just give him an opportunity, but in the same breath, you may be jeopardizing your brand. So how do you balance the two when you hiring?
When we're hiring, Youngstown is a small city, so most of the people we know, and you kind of know their work ethic. But still, with that, if somebody refers somebody, I give them a chance, and I usually have them work with me for like a week or two, or
Ah,
however many moves, and then they get to see how I do things. They work with Jason Hewlett. They get to see how he do things, and anybody else they may work with. Everybody's stacked different, and got different ideas. So you
yeah.
just try to borrow from everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great call out. Great call out.
But the number three, I would definitely say, uh, be acceptable to criticism.
Mm,
Like someone gave me a bad review, and I reached out to the person and I asked them, like, what can I do to improve?
hmm.
Because I'm looking for the longevity. I'm not about to sit here and argue with the customer, and I want to know why you gave me a bad review so I could prove on that going forward. Like
Absolutely.
we don't all have to be defensive. Like we could
Yeah.
sit here and take criticism and make improvements. Like no one is perfect. No business is perfect.
Absolutely. Great call out. Great call out. Let me ask you this. When it comes to being efficient and delivering value to your customers, um, when you sit down with the team, how much do you give them equity into the decision making, if that makes sense? I know we covered it a little bit, but how much?
Yeah, not we all have a voice. Like I'm not like I said, I'm acceptable to criticism. I'm acceptable to growth, learning. I can learn from anyone. Like my daughters
Ah,
is 15, 14. I can learn something from them. If you give me advice and I seek it fit, I'm implicating it somewhere into the business. So,
absolutely.
they're on the job. So like a lot of times me and Jason Hewlett, shout out to him, that's my general manager. He I'm like, oh, that's not fitting.
Hmm.
That's not fitting. And then he was like, no, it's gonna fit, it's gonna fit. Like, all right, if you're wrong, I'm gonna clown you.
Yeah.
And then, if it fit and he be like, see, I told you all right, So
I love that push. I love that push, challenging each other.
right.
Yeah, because
Yeah, for sure.
you definitely got to have a craft for that, man. When we moved from Chicago last year to
Yeah, because that's where I thought
Atlanta,
you was still at.
nah, man, we just rolled over one day and said let's do something new. It was like okay, so we was
Mm-hmm.
gonna move to Tulsa first. So we went to Tulsa. The fact that I work remote, they were looking for people who work remote and different things of that nature to bring them in. So I'm there and I'm around these different people like the Globe Charters and different people of that nature, like who's part of this Tulsa remote program. That's what it's called. So, it was a great, they rolled out the red carpet for us, man. Man, it was crazy. It was a beautiful city. But when we got over to Greenwood, it was the airiest feeling, man. I looked over at my wife and I just felt the souls, man, from the Black Wall Street. And I was like, you know what we trying to do, very similar to what you said earlier, you 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 have a vision on where you want your life to be when it comes to building your businesses and your brand. And at that point, when we was in Tulsa, we was like, at what point will they be able to say, you know what, they doing too much? Let's how you know, it may happen again. So I understood that. I felt that when you said being open to criticism, one, and then two, the team coming back saying, hey, let's streamline this, we can be more efficient, different things of that nature. So
Hmm.
all that good stuff, man. Good stuff there, man. But being in Georgia is definitely different. It's different, man, when it comes to the Midwest. I'll just say it's different. They do have Southern hospitality, but it's just different when it comes to how the people down here, black and brown people down here, they support each other so much, man. It's unbelievable, man.
Bruh,
Whatever you need, go ahead.
every time I come to Atlanta, I fall in love and I don't want to leave. Atlanta is really Wakanda. Like I never seen nothing
Yeah,
like it. Like so many black people being successful and to help
yeah,
another black person. Like I
yeah.
wish we could have that. If we had more of that, oh man, we would.
We I think our generation, when it comes to millennials, we are doing that in different pockets around the world. It's just not
Yeah, we're
something
getting
where,
better. Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
It's just not something where it's not scaled yet, if that makes sense, where
It's
everybody's
because
connected as well.
we still had that slave mentality. Like we're still
Yeah,
getting out of that slave mentality.
yeah,
So we're not really that far removed from slavery,
yeah,
like people think. We're
yeah.
only a few generations.
Absolutely, absolutely. Before you dive to your next one, I want to touch back on to in your introduction. You like, man, Maurice, man, financial literacy should be something that's taught, you know, back in first grade, starting off at minimum in first grade, you know, when you first learn how to count money and all that kind of stuff. But then you did
Right.
take it a step further. Um, at what point in your life did you have at one point in your life you say, you know what, I need to make sure I understand how money works. I need to understand how investments work. I need to understand how to make a business, because you and I both know the top three ways to become a millionaire or just start in generational wealth is either a business, like you said, ownership; two, investing in stocks; or three, real estate. At what point did you make
Hmm.
that transition? Did it happen when you was like at Akron, YSU, or did you,
Nah.
start a nine
Oh.
to five? Tell
Oh.
me about it.
Pro- Probably over the last 5 years. Just working at other companies, and I'm the probably the top one job I was working at. I won't say it's a Youngstown company. Is 2007.
Hmm.
No, 2011, and I was working there, and I'm probably one of the highest guys as far as efficiency and rates.
Nice.
And I guess I accidentally called off the wrong way, and they
What
fired me
industry,
because of
T-Chat?
that.
What industry was it?
Um, you put me on the spot. Um,
Nah, you know what? Don't say it, because like you said, it
yeah,
is the
yeah,
industry in Youngstown.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Don't say it
I
though.
won't
But
do that.
they
But
fired you because was it like a live meeting or something? Was you like in a board meeting or something?
yeah,
Mid managers.
in there with the managers, with the union, and this was my
Oh,
first time getting in trouble, like
ah,
ever at this company. So, and they fired me, and people done worse and got a last chance, and I ain't even get a last chance grievance. So I'm like,
oh, they were
so
scared of you.
that yeah, so that was a bad taste in my mouth, and then just working at other companies and you just slaving.
Yep,
I'm not seeing the kids. I'm not able to spend time with the kids, and just stuff like that push you and drive you to want more and want to do more.
absolutely. Great call out. Great call out. Um, Number four.
Number four, just basically it putting your all into it. If you gonna get out what you put in,
Oh,
like, and leading by example. Like I'm out there on every job with the guys, um, and I'm just trying to lead by example and just show them, we can all do this together. We can make this uh,
yeah,
like I tell them all the time, like we're not aiming for other moving companies. We right now the aim is two men in the truck.
yep,
Like we want to catch them. We want to be national.
yeah.
We don't want to be local. We aiming for the moguls.
Right, right. Let me ask you this. As you inspire and continue to cultivate your team. And like you said earlier, you help them stay connected to their dreams and goals. Um, how do you know when you need to let somebody know, like, hey man, that dream ain't yours, if that makes sense? So for example, or when it's time for someone to let go of a dream. Let's say myself, I'm 36 years old, I'm trying to get into the league. How you had those conversations when it's time to let somebody know, let go of that dream, man? Like how do you have it? Or if you don't, do you just delegate it to someone else that's close to them? Or how do you, because you don't want to project your fears. I know you, chat. You know what I mean? I know you, T. So I know you don't want to project your fears onto them, but how do you let them know, like, look, man, some things you gotta let go, or hey, have you ever thought about this? You know, how do you have that conversation? That's a tough
You,
conversation, man.
yeah, but it's definitely this. Probably my next rule. It's definitely your approach with somebody. Like it's
Okay.
like a coach. How I coach Maurice isn't going to be how I coach Jerome.
Yeah.
Like it's different relationships.
Yeah.
So and that also comes into parenting. How I parenting my oldest daughter. I could give it to her straight. My
Yeah.
next daughter, she's not built the same. She gonna break down if I be too aggressive. So it's kind of like, you know, spoon feeding her. So situations like that, you just gotta try to downplay it. Like, hey, maybe
Hmm.
you should look into something else, or
Yeah.
you just try to be nice about it. You don't want to say, Brett, that ain't gonna work for you.
Ah, I see
Like
it.
you
So
can't kill them. Like how our teachers used to kill our dreams. Like
yeah,
you can't be like that to nobody, because nobody would take that. That you'd be defensive. You would get mad about it.
I like that, man. I like that. That ties back to your number three goal when it says be open to criticism, and then just being
Right.
humble. And I like that. So number four was put your all into any endeavor. Number five is your approach and communication overall when it comes to coaching and mentoring individuals. Um, when it comes to coaching and mentoring, I know you said earlier that I'm sorry, I lost his name. You said you shot him out twice, but I missed the name. I didn't jot it down. Is that who mentor you right now when it comes to this one endeavor in the industry of moving different things of that nature? Who's your coach there? Who's your mentor?
Um, I probably go to Matt,
Matt.
the Matt Woodrow, the white guy who introduced me to,
Yeah,
showed me everything.
Matt. Mm-hmm.
I probably go to him, if it's some questions, and then if he can't answer it, I research.
Ah,
Research gonna tell you. Research gonna always take care of you. But
absolutely,
he's the quick fix. But if not, I'm going right to research.
absolutely, absolutely. At what point in that relationship, when you came across with Matt there, you like, you know what? That's something that I need to continue to cultivate there, or did you know, like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep him, because we all got an idea of where we're gonna put people when we meet people, no matter if we're gonna put this person in the
Mm-hmm.
friend zone, or no matter if that's my business partner, or whatever it may
Right.
be. At what point during y'all's initial reaction, interaction, did you say, you know what, I'm gonna pick his brain on starting this business? Or what happened? What happened where he said, you
Uh,
know what, I'm gonna give you the game? Like you said earlier, Maurice, black and brown people, we have a crab in the barrel mindset. We don't give each other game.
mhm.
How was that conversation? Like, look, I want you to teach me to be great. Like, what did you just say?
Yeah, just picking his brain about the business. Like, hey, I'm thinking about starting a moving company as well, and he wasn't one of those people. He understand, like, it's a McDonald's on every corner, it's a Burger King
Yep.
on every corner, it's a Wendy's on every corner, it's a Taco Bell.
Yep.
Like, it's different strokes for different folks. Like,
Yeah.
you can't like, it's several boutiques in
Yep.
Youngstown. Like, all of them, it's enough money for everybody. So you could pass down some game.
Hmm. I love that, man. I love that. I appreciate you sharing that that portion right there. Having a coach, your approach and your communication is mission critical, which was rule number five. I know I have a coach right now. I'm trying to not trying. I'm just gonna put it in the universe there. uh, a mortgage note business, and my mentor Desi um, is really taking me to the next level there. And so I understand and recognize the importance of a coach. But if you can touch on that one more time, why is it important to someone to have a mentor, a coach, someone where they can go to and bounce ideas off in a safe place and walk away with their dreams not being shot, like you said earlier. Like, nah, man, you don't want to do that. Your communication style. How's that important?
It's important because some people, some people thrive off having a yes man. I don't want no yes man. I want somebody that's gonna give it to me straight, like no chaser. You gonna tell me like, no, you not doing this right. Your coach and your mentor, they're gonna always give it to you straight. Like, no, that's not
Absolutely.
working. You shouldn't do it that way. Or maybe you should try this way opposed to that way. And
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'll definitely be, hitting you up as well when it comes to hiring. I always ask Lamont cultural questions around his staff and just being in a position where I'll give you an example. Say someone on your team come to you and they have a personal problem. Me knowing who I am, I have a hard time holding that person accountable now that I know they got health problems or someone died or some kind of adversity is happening. Like I know T-Chat, I look, man, I got a big heart, man. I don't know how to
man,
deal with
me
it.
me and you both, it be hard. Like, I got one guy. He was a habitual late,
Uh-huh.
like just always late. And I'm lying for the guy to the customer, like, oh, we're late for XYZ reasons. I had to let him go, man. And
Yeah.
the young man, he was younger than me. His reply was "F you,"
Straight like that?
like straight like that. So I'm like,
Ah,
God bless my brother.
yeah,
And he's texts another F bomb, but
yeah.
you know,
He was
like you
hurt,
just
man.
like, yeah, like, come on. I give you chance after chance, bro. I'm trying my best to help you. My heart big as well, Reese, but your heart being big, it hurts you sometimes. It puts
Yeah,
you in
yeah.
bad positions.
Yeah, I ain't in that position yet to hire, man. My business ain't growing yet of that nature, but I know in the next, I'll say 18 months or less, 18 about 12 to 18 months, I'll be in a position to hire, and I'll definitely be leveraging you and Lamont, man, when it comes to I don't know. Do you guys make people take personality tests? I remember that stuff back in the day. See if they're a good fit. Like I know it sounds funny, man, but I'll be thinking
Nah,
everything.
nah. If I was in your world, like probably in your world, probably, you know, with mine, I just want guys to be good judge of character, and good vibes and good energy, man.
I
Go
love it.
go to the job happy,
Yeah.
do treat the customer. This number six. That's what we on. Treat
Yep.
the customer items like your own. Like you want to treat the customer items like your own. Like if I was moving my stuff, I'm making sure ain't a scratch on my TV. TV don't get broke. Scratch on the nightstands, the dressers. Like you just
Man,
gotta treat people's stuff like your own.
man, that was the worst experience moving from Chicago to here. And man, when they was unloading stuff off the truck, and like we had a lot of glass, man. Stuff was broke. Our man, it was broke, man. And then I ended up talking to Andre Stu about this, man. So I talked to Stu.
Mm-hmm.
Stu like, man, you should have called me. I'm like, look, man, I didn't know.
You know that's
I
what
was
that's what I would have said.
I was hurt, man. So and then not only was I hurt, when it comes to the weight of the cargo, they don't give you the value of your furniture. They only going by the weight. So I was hurt. And then the type of insurance that I had picked, man, it was
Yeah,
like, yeah, you don't even get this amount and all that. I was sad, man. I was sad, man. My wife
yeah.
started
That
crying.
that glass, that glass. When you dealing with that glass, you gotta wrap that. You gotta. This is what I usually do. I usually wrap it, hide it in the furniture,
Hmm.
like in the mattresses. That way, 100% for sure
Yeah,
it's safe.
yeah.
It's safe. Or something soft, pillows from the couch,
Hmm.
like all of those things. Stuff it in the glass and the couch, like. But
Absolutely. Great
that
call
that
out.
that goes back to people, because if it was theirs, they would have protected it a little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. Great call out. Let me ask you this. This treat you, I mean, treat the customers, their values, their valuables like your own. Is that something that you learned in an early age when it comes to your own values, beliefs, and your norms in your household? Tell me a little bit about where you actually get when you got that from, and actually how you instill that into your team. Which I know you touched on that several times, but tell me a little bit about your values, your norms, and your beliefs as it relates to your success. Like, did that come from your upbringing and just having exposure? Was it like, tell me a little bit about it?
With that just probably came with this business. The hard like I used to watch my grandmother. I don't know if you remember the place called Towel Supply. My
Yes.
grandmother probably made like $2-3 an hour, and
Yeah.
she'd be working slaving in plants like that.
Yeah.
And I just always respected her work ethic. Like my mom almost always kept like 2-3 jobs. My dad, he would work crazy hours of overtime, and
Mhm.
I I developed that type of work habit because you like nice things, and once you get kids, that
Yeah.
it's either you giving all the money to them or
Yep.
you're gonna work more overtime. But what comes with that is losing time with them. So
Absolutely.
like that was one of the key factors of starting a business, like to spend more time with them. And I actually thought that creating a business I would work less hours. No,
Yeah.
I probably work more. I probably work 24/7 because if I'm not on the move, I'm on the call.
Absolutely. No, great call out, man. This is good stuff. Like Tile Supply, my mom used to work there for a bit. So I understood that lifestyle. But one thing I
Hmm.
understood early on is that hard work doesn't equate to the lifestyle that I want. So like you
Hmm.
said, being smarter was the smarter move for me was, you know what? Let me create a business where I'm bringing value to individuals and I can just delegate
Right.
tasks there and actually buy back some time, that time I can use to, like you said, you have two daughters there, and I actually have a daughter here that's due in January, and then three boys. You get that time
No, no,
back
no.
where you actually do.
I my two daughters are the oldest. I got 4 daughters and one son.
Man, I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah, man. I had to keep going until I got a son, man.
Hey, hey,
I got
that's
him. I got him on the last row, man. Thank
absolutely.
God. Because I was
Congratulations,
like,
man.
man, be right. Because I was like, we have one more girl. It's over. This the last hurrah.
Absolutely, man. Hey, that happened to me. I had three boys, man. I was like, all right, this is my last one. I gotta try. I gotta try for my girl. So I definitely understood it. But going back to you, like you said, man, starting a business, investing, and doing all kind of things that equates to your financial literacy, you end up buying back time. I don't think people understand that you're buying time to
Hmm.
actually have with your family, to have that
Right.
a certain lifestyle that you want there. So great call out. Going back to his original point, treat people like how you want to be treated, let alone his example is in his business, their valuables and their belongings, treat that, like it's your own. Good call out there. Good call out there. Do you have more? Is it more, T-Chat? Or is that
No,
it?
I
You
think
stopping at six?
I think that's it, man. I think I only got 6.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I know you got to
You
jump
gotta
off
wait till
here.
you gotta wait till I create four more of them. I only got 6.
Absolutely. We could do a part two. Again, I want to go back to when we do the financial literacy piece. I'm not sure if we're gonna get you, Harv, two other people. I got a student who owned like 3 or 4 flats in Chicago who's doing his
Man,
thing.
listen, Keetwan Baldwin, man. Like I learned that's a shout out to Keetwan. That's another person I learned a lot from. Man, I borrow from everybody, bro. I
Yeah,
borrow from Skeet, Antonio Owens. I borrow from Keetwan Baldwin, Jerome Justice, Jared Sport, Andre Stewart. These my friends. So, Tooney. I borrow from all of these guys, pick their brain and, hopefully, we see all of each other at the top.
I got the list, man. People don't understand. I got the people's names right here, man. All them names you shouted off, people was like, "Hey, you
Right.
need to be reaching out to them, man." So I'm definitely gonna
Yeah.
leverage you to actually see if it's something they even want to sit down and discuss.
Right.
Their rules for success and different things of that nature. But hey, I really
Yeah,
appreciate this.
I definitely think Keetwan do this and Ski to do it, like for sure.
Yeah,
Them
yeah,
should be the top two.
yeah,
Like
yeah. I
they
got I got to get Ski. I already got Ketwan, man. I'll put a link in to his interview in T Chat's description here, man. So as you can see, everyone, even though we all went to different schools, like college wise, we all stayed connected somehow, some way. Even if we ain't see each other for 3 or 4 years. I think the last time I see T Chat in person, I went to his event, And what y'all don't know, and this is why I was picking on him earlier, and he was staying strong with it. I am an alpha, all right? So I went to a event in Youngstown, a skating ring, and when I tell you there was like 50 deep, and they started strolling, and it was only me and I knew one bruh from. Well, I ain't really personally know him. I just met him because I was there. One bruh from YSU, and these cats started strolling, set it down. I was like, oh, they out here clowning on me, man. Let me get my jacket and get up out of here, man. I'm gonna let them have this one. But the reason why I mention that is because I haven't seen them in person, and at the same time, we both was doing different things when it comes to being in different fraternities. However, we still was doing our work in our communities, being upstanding like fathers, being in a role where we're actually always helping people. But it you'll never ever see T Chat run away from any um, adversity, anything of that nature. He deals with it head on, man. And if you
Yeah, and
need,
that's probably number seven, accountability. Like you got to
mhm.
take accountability, man. Like
Okay, you gonna throw another one in?
yeah, you mess up, own up to it, man. Own up to it. No matter what problems I done faced throughout this 37 years of life, I owned up to it, took my accountability, and made the right corrections to go forward in life, to be a better me.
That's crazy you said that, man. I wrote down a quote earlier that I seen on the Book of Faces. It said that you can't bring up my past. That's what made that's what made me. And I was like, whoa, I never even thought of it that way. So
Yeah,
somebody
my
trying to
past
front you up?
shape. Yeah, my past shape. Like I wouldn't change nothing. Like
Yeah,
everything got me to where I am today, and
I agree.
it might have not been my plan, but it had to be God's plan. If they believe in a higher power like I do.
Absolutely, absolutely. Those that energy out there, those vibrations, I love it. I love it. T Chat, I know you gotta go, man. You gotta jump onto another meeting here at the top of the hour. What avenues can people reach out to you, man? Do you mind, sharing your Facebook, your Instagram, your Snap,
Yeah,
your LinkedIn? Like, what is it?
Facebook, Terrance TChat Chatman. We also have Moving on Faith, uh, business page,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Instagram TChat the General,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Snapchat TChat the General, and
Mm-hmm.
it's the General because that's my pleasure name. Like I ain't don't know. I don't want y'all to think that's on some street stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And LinkedIn, Terrance Chapman.
Absolutely, absolutely. Before we go, man, last thing. On the business there, is it a way you can get a shirt with your logo put on there for me, and cash app you the money, man, whatever, so I can when I do
No,
my what's
just
the name, I can have it on.
just send me just send me your address after this, and I'll send you one. And right now, I got Flatfoot Hustle. This is my guy, Pooh.
Mhm.
Uh, his name Ronald Mitchell. This
Mhm.
is his brand. He's from Youngstown, Southside,
Yes,
but
sir.
he stays in Atlanta right now.
Really?
So I'm representing his brand right now, Flatfoot Hustle.
Absolutely, absolutely. I could find a T-shirt for this one, man. So I had to go throwback with ET, man.
With ET. That's cool. That's cool.
But let me ask you this: the Flatfoot Hustle. Say his name one more time and say kind of like what the business is for him. Shout him out one time.
Ronald Mitchell. It's a T-shirt. It's a clothing brand. You
Okay.
got to ask him the meaning of it. I'm just
Oh,
supporting.
yes.
Flatfoot Hustle.
All right. All right. And we'll definitely get that a hyperlink or some kind of URL to that merch there when it comes to that shirt. And overall, man, this is good stuff, man. I appreciate your time today, brother. Um, Viewers, if you're looking to scale your business, especially if you're in the moving industry. I actually have two people where I'm doing a 5 minute move, teacher. I know you probably like, man, I don't want to be in Atlanta. I'm doing a 5 minute move from here, and they'll be finished building our house in like I want to say like another 45 days, man. So I definitely want to give you that business as well, if you want
Oh
to.
yeah, listen. To come to the A, to come to
Yeah.
Wakanda, I come down there and just move you. Me and somebody else. Me and the team. Maybe me and Stu can link up and do it, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. I promise you, man. Hey y'all, I'm gonna follow up with a vlog of this, man, with him doing his thing and all that, so y'all can see the type of value that he actually brings, man. But at the same time, if y'all have any questions, any concerns, any comments, or you don't want to leave your comment in the section here, reach out to him. I'll definitely have those. avenues where you can reach out to him in the description. Outside of that, if you want to see the video that he actually just mentioned when it comes to Ketwan Baldwin, you can actually see that in the left-hand corner of this video. But brother, I'll be reaching out to you, man. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll follow with that information there, okay?
All right, you stay safe. God bless you and your family, and see you at the top.
Yes, sir.